What's up, Vetters? Patrick here with Vetted. Today we're talking about this.
Exotic materials are the holy grail.
I was on the team that was supposed to receive that.
What I really wanted to do was put some materials in the hands of Arrow that
Came from a UFO.
My pick is stuck. We'll have to try something else.
I mean, that stuff should have liquefied like mercury.
I thought it should have. I have no explanation for that.
This is a technology that has long since bled into what we call consciousness.
I'm here to drop off the sample.
And so I take you inside some of my own investigations. And, one of the metals that we study in the show is from Benny Foggin. And we actually have samples of this that we can make available to anybody that has the ability to test them.
All right, Vetters, please hit that like button. That really helps out the videos. And of course, if you're not already subscribed, hit that subscribe button, y'all. Today's video is about Ron James and a brand new documentary he has coming out called Accidental Truth Next. We're going to be taking a look at his trailer for the film that comes out on June 2nd on all streaming platforms. And we've also got a special video, exclusive video that Ron James sent me personally. So it's only going to be shown on my show. Just giving a little backstory on the film and just his thoughts on disclosure and some things that are coming up, right? And I asked him for it, and he was kind enough to provide me with this. Now, this film is the follow-up to Ron James' first UFO documentary, Accidental Truth, that was, in my opinion, a really good film. It wasn't all polished and slick and this, that, and the other. That's not what his films are about. But I remember watching it before I ever knew Ron and thinking, wow, this is actually one of the better UFO documentaries. There was actually quite a few, great comments and great scenes and great segments in there that I thought, oh, wow, why is nobody paying attention to this, right? Because he got a lot of different people to say some very interesting things on camera, Gary Nolan and Luis Elizondo in particular on that particular film. And, with this film, which actually I did get to see this new film already. I don't want to spoil anything, but yeah, I enjoyed it just as well. In fact, Ron James interviewed literally every single, UFO personality you can imagine. It's kind of crazy how many people he got in the film. Yours truly also, I'm in it for like 5 seconds, y'all. Just quick little boom, boom, said a couple things. And that was it. He interviewed me at Contact in the Desert, right, for like 10 minutes sitting down in a chair. So I was very grateful for that. But yeah, the film is great. Just like the first one. It's narrated by Matthew Modine. Great actor, right? Remember Full Metal Jacket? I mean, amongst many other things. He was in Stranger Things. Remember that? He was a doctor in the first season. Father or Daddy. I don't remember what he called. Papa.
Yes, it's your papa.
Look, it's a great film, and the film's coming out for everyone else to see. And I thought we'd take a look at the trailer and just kind of talk about it a little bit, essentially, right? I'm not being paid to make this video or anything like that. I just really support Ron and what he does. I think he's a really hard working UFO filmmaker. And I appreciate, that passion and hard work that he's done. So look, let's take a look at this trailer and then we'll go from there.
Hey, there's aliens.
We already know life exists in the universe.
It's been over 8 years since we heard about the government UFO program, ATIP. Are we any closer to an official government disclosure regarding non-human intelligence?
They briefed us on some stuff that was, frankly, terrifying.
The DoD and the intelligence community is very comfortable saying it's unknown.
What are we actually talking about?
I can't share with you the details, ma'am.
There are those who will stop at nothing to hide the truth.
Whistleblowers are safe. I will guarantee that.
I have no job. My career has been tarnished.
People have been killed.
It's likely a balloon. It's likely a balloon. A bird.
It is starting to sound like a broken record.
Exotic materials are the holy grail.
I was on the team that was supposed to receive that.
What I really wanted to do was put some materials in the hands of Arrow.
That came from a UFO.
My bit is stuck. We're gonna have to try something else.
I mean, that stuff should have liquefied like mercury by now.
I thought it should have. I have no explanation for that.
This is a technology that has long since bled into what we call consciousness.
I'm here to drop off the samples.
Could non-human intelligence come in many forms?
Our historical timeline has been interrupted by an alien intelligence.
There is a variety of life forms.
From the earliest times, we've had writings of people interacting with non-human intelligence.
People have accepted these things as real.
All of this has to do with the nature of reality itself.
When I say we're in a simulation, there is something that is computing.
We live in something that has a software program.
It's all about consciousness.
Perhaps we've been guided subtly and deliberately.
All the religions have been telling us that there are other beings.
We're in the middle of a revolution right now.
There is a dark side to disclosure, a secret too terrible to be told.
Our future is post-biological.
In a sense, they're midwives or undertakers.
The humans served their purpose.
It may not mean surrendering our spirituality.
You can only beat down the truth for so long.
We're at a point where reality doesn't matter.
We have all new questions. It's time to discover what's next. Accidental Truth. Next, a film by Ron James, narrated by Matthew Modine.
So again, Ron is like very old school. You know, he comes back from, being into UFOs before the New York Times article, 2017, when that came out, right? Because I think there was a lot of people that jumped on board after that, myself included, right? I didn't come out with vetted till 2023, right? I mean, when David Grush, the summer of 2023, when David Grush came out, which, great timing for me. Essentially, it kind of blew up even more than I guess. I mean, I don't really know what it was like before then, but, and yeah, he's been around a long time. He's seen a lot of things. He knows a lot of people. And I just, his documentaries are very much just getting a bunch of different people to sit down and talk about some interesting things that they know. And he kind of try to pieces it all together. Right. And then on top of that, he does a couple out in the field sort of pieces that sort of mix in. Like there is a part in the film that's about, a potential piece of a UFO that he gets tested and then takes to Senator Kristen Gillibrand. Like, here you go. Right. Which I think we need more stuff like that, to be honest with you. I just think the work that Ron does is we need more people like him, because he doesn't get, too theatrical with it. Right. He's very passionate about what he's doing and he believes in it, but he's also not afraid to ask questions. And I like that about him. Full disclosure, I got to hang out with Ron last summer when I filmed my psionics documentary. He was kind enough to, in fact, have a little party at his home where I got to film and all this stuff. And he connected me with some people in Sedona who then made it into, our documentary. And actually by default, because of some of the help that he helped with us on our documentary, we made him an associate producer. So technically he is an associate producer on my upcoming documentary that's coming out. Because he did help, that wasn't the intended agreement at the beginning, but afterwards you kind of look at who's helped you with the film. You go, you know what, man, you really did a lot for us here. So what do you say? So yeah, I've always liked Ron, real straight shooter. Again, really believes in this process, the disclosure process. I may disagree with him on some things and some takes he has, but we still get along, right? Like that doesn't matter. He has a different perspective than I do. And he's also in a different place than I am, right? He talks to people that I don't talk to, right? He kind of talks to everyone in the UFO community and kind of still stays under the radar, which is, really hard to do, to be honest with you. So again, I always told people that his first film, Accidental Truth, again, this is before I ever knew Ron. I said, man, this is one to watch out for. This is a really good one. It flew under the radar. I think, maybe so many people in the UFO community weren't that, focused on it. You get your James Foxes and your Age of Disclosures, and everyone focuses on those. But, some of these other ones that are really good kind of slip by. They're just kind of, very simple, straightforward. I'm going to interview some people. We're going to talk about some things, and let's see if we can push the needle on disclosure. Sounds like a good plan to me, right? So, again, like I said at the beginning, I did ask Ron to send me in a video, about the film, just something personal. I just said, send me something personal, man, about the film. And let's take a look at that video.
When I made the first film, Accidental Truth UFO Revelations, I didn't want to make another UFO film because I've made several. I didn't want to make another one until I felt like I could move the ball. And I feel like that film really accomplished that. It won 28 film festival awards. It's been seen by millions and millions of people, and it's gotten a lot of good acclaim. I didn't want to make another movie, a follow-up, or anything until I thought I could move the ball again. And so in Accidental Truth Next, I take you on the continuation of this grand adventure that I've had through the study and the investigation of ufology and being just a ordinary guy that's gone out and tried to make a difference in this giant web of deception that's been put on us for all of our recorded history, literally. But the journey that I took started in Washington, D.C., that you're going to follow. You'll see things behind the scenes that are just absolutely going to blow your mind. And then we have to delve into the materials aspects. What is the reality behind these materials that defy explanation and the people that these events are happening to? And so I take you inside some of my own investigations. And, one of the metals that we study in the show is from Benny Foggin. And we actually have samples of this that we can make available to anybody that has the ability to test them. And so you're going to see some really amazing stuff. Finally, the reason the film's called Accidental Truth Next is because we're at a point where we're not going to get answers from government. I think what we just saw in the last day or two pretty much proves that. And we have to start looking for other answers. And we're not going to find those other answers unless we're willing to start looking at what has traditionally been considered esoteric, spiritual, and cutting-edge science. Because without taking into consideration these new things, we are not going to be able to put this puzzle together. So the reason this film's called Accidental Truth Next is because my journey, my adventure, took me to a place where I had to start looking at the very nature of reality, our spirituality, what we're doing here in the universe, and what it means when we factor in things like AI. And frankly, the journey ends with a lot of questions, but that's the most important thing, is that we are not at a point yet where we're asking the right questions. And so I wanted to set the stage for defining what's going on with disclosure in Washington, showing it firsthand, talking about things that defy explanation and showing them, taking you on my journey, and then actually getting to the point where we're starting to formulate understandings and potentials that are way beyond where we've previously been thinking. And so Accidental Truth Next is my journey. I want it to be your journey. It's fun to watch. It's taking you on a grand adventure that I went on, and now I invite you to enjoy it too. So Accidental Truth Next comes out June 2nd. I did this for you guys, and I'm sharing it with you guys. And I just feel really honored to be able to make a film, period.
Well, there you go. Directly from Ron's mouth, right? Again, Ron's a very sincere, passionate guy about this topic. And, there he is holding up a piece of alleged UFO right there, right? And he's saying that if you have the ability to test it, they can make some of those samples available. See, this is what I like about Ron, is these type of things. Most people would not do that at all. Doesn't mean it's alien. And personally, I don't really think that's what's going on, but I could be wrong, right? And there could be, these things need to be tested. But he's transparent about how he gets it, what tests go through it. This is what happened. Oh, you have an ability to test it? Let's get you some. Let's find out what's going on. This is what we call citizen disclosure, right? And this is something I always preach on the show, right? This is something I really want to push for. And in fact, I have an interview coming out with a couple, they're called the UFO couple, who are really pushing citizen disclosure to the next level. And you'll be seeing some of that come out very soon. Something I'm really excited to share. But, you know, Ron is very much behind this sort of push for citizen disclosure, but also showing you the side of what's happening with government disclosure and what's happening there. I mean, he's there in Washington, right? Talking to people, even pushing questions through at some of these hearings, right? So, but I just really like his transparency and his passion for the project. And I saw the film and I thought it was great. Honestly, they even get into some speculation and theories, you know, later on in the film, the second half of the film, I would say, maybe the last third. I don't remember time wise, but I thought that was cool. Right. Those are some of my most fun things to talk about, you know, where people aren't so certain of what's going on, but just speculating on what they think is going on. That to me is a far more, you know, appetizing discussion, right? Instead of talking to a bunch of know-it-alls, you talk to some, you know, we think it's this type of people. Whatever, that came out wrong. Anyway, again, I'm going to put a link down below to the trailer so you can go check it out on your own if you want. And again, look for Accidental Truth next June 2nd on all the streaming platforms. You'll find it. And yeah, really excited to see the response when this, you know, when this film comes out. So, and oh, you know, I didn't even mention, I mean, Ron's like part of MUFON too. So if you're a big supporter of MUFON, I want to say he's the head of the marketing, national marketing or something. Oh, Ron's going to kill me for not getting that right. But, you know, he's one of the top dogs at MUFON as well. And he still works with them. This is not connected to MUFON, I don't think in any way. This is just sort of his thing, right? But yeah, it's cool. Again, he's old school, right? He's got his finger on the pulse of what's going on in disclosure, and he's a nice guy. And, you know, I wish him the best with this documentary. So that's why I wanted to make this video. I think it's, you know, worth taking a look at when it comes out, and, you know, interested to see what happens with some of these UFO materials, right? Which nobody has yet talked about. So, you know, here you go. You're going to hear about it, I guess, here first. I mean, maybe he's talked about other places. I don't really know. But, you know, we'll be interested to see it all. So anyway, thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to check out my link down below to Delphi, where they're asking the question, will aliens formally introduce themselves in 2026? It's a prediction market. Those are all the rage right now. And the numbers keep fluctuating, y'all. It is well over 10% for people saying, yes, they think that's going to happen before the end of 2026. That's bonkers. I don't know. You know, I don't know. Anyway, go use my link. Go make a bet on it. We'll see y'all on the next one, vetters. Remember, every day's a gift, y'all. Peace.